A zombie outbreak has just erupted in your town. These soulless creatures are now roaming around, seeking susceptible humans to bite and infect. Luckily, you and the other survivors have figured out how to destroy a zombie with a swift blow to the head, but you still worry and wonder, how long will it take until the zombies completely take over? How many people does each zombie infect? Can implementing certain measures delay the outbreak? These questions can be explored using a mathematical model. After you find a safe place to shelter, you draw up a simple model of the outbreak with 3 compartments: S for the susceptible humans, Z for the zombies, and R for the removed or dead zombies. Susceptible individuals become zombies with rate beta. Zombies are killed and enter the removed compartment at rate gamma. Using this model, you can write a series of differential equations that describe how the size of each compartment changes over time. The number of susceptibles over time decreases as susceptibles are bitten and become zombies. Therefore, ds over dt, or the change in susceptibles over change in time, is dependent on the infection rate, beta, the number of susceptibles, s, and the number of zombies, z, all divided by the total population, n. The beta parameter includes the number of interactions an individual has over time, and z over n is the fraction of those interactions that are with a zombie. Similarly, the change in zombies over change in time increases as susceptibles become zombies, and decreases as zombies are killed at rate gamma. The change in the removed population over time depends on the zombie removal rate and the number of zombies. These equations allow you to calculate the R-naught value, or the basic reproduction number. R-naught represents the average number of people infected by one infected individual. R-naught specifically applies to infection in a completely susceptible population when no measures are taken to quell the disease, and it indicates how contagious the disease is. When R-naught is greater than 1, the infection spreads. When R-naught is less than 1, each infection leads to less than 1 new infection, and the disease will eventually die out. In your zombie model, R-naught is equal to beta, the infection rate, over gamma, the removal rate. This means when beta is greater than gamma, or R-naught is greater than 1, the initial change in zombies over change in time is a positive number, and the zombie population increases. When beta is less than gamma, or R-naught is less than 1, dz over dt is a negative number, and the zombie population will decrease. You solve the system of equations and estimate your rate constants, and then plot the number of individuals over time. Looking at the data, you realize that zombies will take over the entire population within a matter of weeks. You also calculate the R-naught value as much greater than 1. In order to get the R-naught value below 1 and save the human population, you need to quickly implement protective measures. You tell the townspeople to stay home away from the zombies, teach them how to defeat zombies, and begin distributing a treatment that grants immunity to infection. With everyone cooperating with your new measures, you are effectively decreasing the infection rate beta and increasing the zombie removal rate gamma over time. You periodically estimate the RE value, or effective reproduction number. RE is analogous to R-naught, but it accounts for changes over time when protective measures are taken. You are able to decrease RE to below 1 and keep it there long enough for all the zombies to die out. You have successfully prevented a zombie apocalypse. Compartmental models aren't only useful in the case of a zombie outbreak. They're used to track real-world epidemics. The simplest case is known as an SIR model, where there are 3 compartments for the susceptible, infected, and removed or recovered. The SIR model can be expanded to include even more compartments to better represent an outbreak. For example, you can split the infected compartment into asymptomatic and symptomatic, or add an exposed, quarantined, treated, vaccinated, or dead population. The R-naught value calculated from developed models can be useful to gauge how contagious the disease is, and it accounts for the infectious period of the disease, the mode of transmission, and the contact rate between an infected and susceptible person. Measles, for example, is a highly contagious airborne disease, and thus has a very high R-naught value of 12 to 18. Current estimates for the R-naught of COVID-19 fall between 1 and 5, and many other diseases fall within this range as well. Tracking the effective reproduction number, RE, over time can be used to indicate the success of preventative measures such as wearing masks, social distancing, and diligent hand washing. However, just because an RE is below 1 doesn't mean these measures can be abandoned. The total number of cases must also be taken into account. If the total number of cases is 1, an RE of 0.8 would mean the outbreak would soon die out with minimal new infections. However, if the total number of cases is 100,000, even a stable RE of 0.8 means 80,000 new cases will arise from the initial infected, and they in turn will infect 64,000 more, and so on. The disease will continue to persist for a long period of time and infect hundreds of thousands of more people. RE does not consider superspreaders or regional high-risk clusters. It's an average retroactive estimate that depends on the specific model used, and it can constantly fluctuate over time. At the end of the day, epidemic models are simplifications of the real world and cannot be taken as reality. However, mathematical modeling allows us to estimate parameters and explore possible outcomes that can be useful when trying to save the world from a zombie outbreak or defeat a novel coronavirus.